Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the shop. I'm going to be attempting to put on a front hitch on the Ford Lightning. Um, I got one for the standard F-150. I did some measurements. It looks like it should fit with some maybe slight modifications, maybe none, and it would be none to the truck. I would just do it to the hitch itself. This hitch will be used for a small, lightweight plow for just home duty and a receiver style winch, so I can put a winch on the front of it or the back of it depending on how I want to run it. What I have here is the torque lift from etrailer, and the reason I picked this frame might be slightly wider just because of the frame thickness, so there's a little bit of forgiveness with the way this one bolts up, because these side plates go on like this, and then you sandwich that in between. So if it is a little wider, it'll be easier to get this attached and then get that in there, and once you tighten it up. And I figured, worst case scenario, I have some 1/4-inch spacers I can put in between there if this needs to be wider. But I'm not sure. I just measured it. It looks like it's going to be about the right size. So I'm going to run with this. So one of the first things you need to know is, to do this, you're going to have to get rid of the front air dam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the motors in place for now and leave them plugged in, but I'm going to take the actual air dam off. And then, because then you got to trim the plastic so that the square tube will protrude out the front. But that's how I'm going to do it. All right, because it's so cold out and I don't only have a certain amount of paint or certain color paint, and it's not the prettiest. But for back here, I had to cut this little plate off of here. I mean, it's for what I'm going to do with it. I mean, I don't really think this is going to hurt the strength of it right here, because I mean, it's welded everywhere on here. So, but the only problem with clearance ended up being the fan motor for the radiator. So I had to just notch this out a little bit. I probably didn't have to go as far as I did, but in here, these kind of angled out. I just grinded them kind of more flat so they could clear the plastic on the radiator. Now, I mean, they don't make anything for the truck, so I mean, you just really don't have no choice if you want this. And for the light plowing I'm going to do, I mean, I'm not worried about modifying that right there. So as far as the plastic goes, I had to notch this out. I got to clean some of this plastic up, but okay, I don't really care about this on the bottom. Fans. So just to give me a little extra clearance, I ground these flat so it clears the hitch, because when the hitch goes up, it's right here and it angles forward, so it's okay for everything else. There's a brace that holds the radiator up. It's going to clear that, which is what I was worried about more than anything. On this side, you gotta get a light. This plate right here, you can put it back on, but I'm not going to. But that's where the backup dinger is, and I had it bypassed anyway, so I just removed it, and I'm just going to leave it off because there's no point in putting it back on. And here are the air dam motors. So here's the screws. There's 3. There's 2 on one side, 1 on the other. You just take the 6 bolts out, 7mm, and just take it off, and it's laying right here. Other than that, the only thing I might do before I finalize this is I'd like it to lean down a little bit in the front, just a little more than it does. So I might elongate one of the holes, but we'll see what I do with that. Okay, we got it mounted. It's pretty solid. So here is the front air dam. There's the leftover screws from that. The felt cover underneath. So I'll show you underneath, but I end up just trimming off the little front piece of it. And here is the speaker. Like I said, you could put it back in, but I mean, I don't want it. So here, this is why I say you need this one, because it's going to be a lot easier to get this all sandwiched together. You kind of put it all together loose and draw everything together tight, and you get it to fit. Between here, though, on the frame, it seemed to be better. I put a 1/4 inch square washer underneath it, on the underside of it, just to give it a little more space. And then you got, there's all the holes in the frame were pretty much fine. They might have been like a millimeter off compared to the other trucks, but it was good enough to get everything started. I just put everything together loose and then just tightened it all up. See, there's some gap there with the fan. It's not touching. Went a little bit larger here, but it'll be okay. But now I have the option. I can throw a winch on here. Oh, and here's the felt cover. So the felt cover used to come and actually go into that bolt hole too. So that bolt hole and this bolt hole. So I just cut it short and reattached it. So it's still there. It just doesn't go all the way up to here, which I don't think is a big deal. So it will fit. Like I said, I had to, I probably didn't have to do all of that. The main part is it was going to hit here on this fan. And I don't think I had to do the middle so much as I did. So just a little trimming. With the tools I had today and being so cold, the air tools were a little slow. It was kind of pain in the ass. All right, so it took like a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take, but I really didn't know how I was going to do it. But yeah, so now I'm set. It's supposed to snow a lot in a couple days, so hopefully I'll get to try this out. Oh, it doesn't look like much, but this little plow setup, and there's the blade back there. It's pretty impressive. I mean, I got this free a few years back, and I've been using it for quite a while. Pretty much hasn't been anything I haven't been able to take care of with any of the winters we've had with this one. So it's better than nothing. But the other thing is also to have a winch on the front of it so that I don't have to put it in the back, because where I can use it in the back too, but I would just rather put it up front. But I hope this helps anyone that's thinking about putting one on the front and don't want to wait for God knows how long until someone comes up with one. This can work. There's just a few little modifications you got to do. Two of the holes in the frame I had to make 1/2 inch. The holes were right, but they were just a little bit smaller. So I just drilled them out one size bigger. That's the only thing I changed with the truck, except for that felt cover that I cut. So as always, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.